Hey there, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Katie and this is Louisiana Cookin' Livin', and we are doing a pot pie series for the fall. Last fall I did a series on soups, and I will leave that playlist at the end of this video. It'll pop up on the side. And this fall I thought about doing pot pies. So if you haven't been following along, you have a few you can catch up on. We did chicken pot pie. We have done a chicken and sausage gumbo pot pie. We've done a beef pot pie, and today we're going to do a seafood pot pie. I've never made this before. I have never eaten it before, but I saw it online and I thought it looked so amazing. So I thought we'd give this a try and try it together today. So we're going to start off with getting our shrimp sauteed, and we'll move on from there. So let's get started. Okay, so what I've done is I used my vegetable chopper to chop my onions and my carrots so that they're all the same kind of dice, which is about like this. I want them in the same size, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and use the vegetable chopper. And I've taken, this is a pound of shrimp here, and I've put it in a strainer so that we will get, they were frozen, they're Gulf shrimp frozen, and I'm going to cut these in half, but I wanted to put them in the strainer so that as they thawed, that all the moisture would drip off them and they would not be wet, because I don't want them to steam in the pan. I want to saute them. So I'm going to get all these cut in half, and then we're going to season them up. So let me get all these cut in half and we'll be back. All right, you could definitely use a smaller count or size shrimp if you'd like to, so you don't have to cut them in half. But this was a pound of shrimp. I cut them in half. I'm going to season them up with some cayenne salt I have made. These are cayennes from my garden that I freeze-dried the cayennes, and then I blended them up with salt to make my own cayenne salt. I've also done it with jalapeno and to make some jalapeno salt, and then I did it with some garlic. Of course, we're here in Louisiana, so we do like our food a little spicy. All right, and to this we are going to add this, oops. To this we're going to add some black pepper. Black pepper and cayenne has a different flavor. And then we're going to add some granulated garlic. All right, we're going to move over to the stovetop, and we're going to give these a good saute. So I have my cast iron skillet going here, getting this heated up. For now, I'm just going to add, trying to decide whether I want avocado oil. We're going to go with olive oil. I don't mind the richness of the olive oil. We are going to add some butter to this to make our roux in a few minutes, but start with the olive oil. I want to make sure this is good and hot, so we saute our shrimp. I don't want to steam them. All right, we'll see. Not quite ready. All right, let me get this heated up and then we'll be back. Okay, we look like we're ready to go, so we're going to get these in here. All right, we're starting to turn pink, so I'm going to go ahead and give these a little stir. And we don't want to overcook these because they will get more cooking time in the oven when we cook our pot pie. So we just want them just to barely cook. All right, I think that's good enough. We are going to pull these. To my skillet, I'm going to add about a half to 3/4 a stick of butter here. Then I'm going to add my veggies to saute. We're going to do them all at one time. We want to season all of our layers. So I'm going to add some of the cayenne salt. I'm going to add some pepper. And then instead of the granulated garlic, I'm going to add freeze-dried garlic. I really want to get that garlic punch in here. You can add some straight celery to this, but I'm going to add some freeze-dried celery here. I just freeze-dried the tops of some celery. We'll add that. I also have some freeze-dried green onion. If you have fresh, go ahead and use that. I'm using a lot of freeze-dried products because I have them, and I really need to use them. I've really enjoyed my freeze dryer, but I forget to use my freeze-dried products. And I do have a discount code in the description box if you're interested in a freeze dryer. And they are on sale really good right now for Black Friday. All right, so now to this, we're going to add, I'll turn my fire down now, I don't want to do too much flour because we're going to put cream in here and that will thicken this up. So we're going to go about 1/3 of a cup of flour. Give this a stir. We want to cook the flour so it's not raw. Alright, I'm going to add my shrimp back in and any of the juices that accumulated. And now I'm going to add some shrimp stock. If you don't have shrimp stock, you can always use a chicken stock. I just happen to have this. I'm going to add about 1.5 cups. I'm waiting to add my crab into here because I don't want it to break up too much. So that will be the last thing we add is the crab meat. Next I'm going to add cream. We want to fully incorporate our roux, and not until it comes to a boiling point does it fully thicken. So we're going to keep cooking this until we start to get to a little, it doesn't have to be a roaring boil, but we do need it to simmer quite a bit. Plus I don't want to taste it while it's not hot. All right, while we bring this to a simmer, we are going to make our topping. We're not going to use a pie crust for this pot pie. We're going to be using the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. So let's make our topping. All right, so we're just going to follow the package directions. This is a 11.36 ounce pack of the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix. This does come in a gluten-free version. And the package says we need a cup of grated cheddar cheese, and we need 3/4 of a cup of cold water. You could buy already shredded cheese if you'd liked. So I'm going to shred this right into here. All right, so now we're going to add our cold water. Stir this up, and that's our easy topping. All right, we'll move back over to the stovetop. All right, we're simmering pretty good right now. Turn my fire down more. I'm gonna give this a taste real quick for seasoning before I added my crab into it. Now, if you just want to use like a Cajun seasoning, you could do that. Taste the garlic. I think I need some more black pepper to this. I don't want to add any more like cayenne salt because my salt level is perfect. So we'll just add some black pepper to this. I'm out of my Cajun seasoning I make, so that's where I would typically add more of that because I don't want the saltiness. But that is good. All right, now we're going to add our crab meat. I have 8 ounces of claw crab meat. This is Louisiana claw crab meat. You could use lump crab meat if you'd like. What I like to do is to tip it out and just like, here's a piece of shell. Well, that's not shell. Let's see. Right here. Just kind of go through it and pick out any pieces of shell I might find. Nothing like biting into the shell. So the guy I saw making this online actually added langostinos to this also, which is a little miniature like crawfish. I mean like lobster. So you could certainly put that in here. I thought about adding some crawfish tail to it, but decided to leave that out. Crab meat is hand-picked, so you do end up with some shell sometimes, so it's a good idea to go through and make sure there's no shell. And when once we finish this, we want to gently fold it in because we want to leave some clumps. We don't want it to fall apart. Let me rinse my hands real quick. All right, I'm turning my burner off because we're hot and ready to go. We'll just gently fold this in. We'll preheat our oven to 425. That's what the directions for our topping says, and this is all hot. So we really just have to bake that topping, our biscuit topping. And I have these really cute individual pie pans that we're going to use tonight. I got these off of Amazon. I can leave these linked in the description box if you're interested. Thought that would make, if you're making this for a dinner party, that would be really cute to serve everybody individually. And this would be a great thing to cook for a dinner party because it's a little elevated pot pie. So we'll divide this up. I was thinking these were kind of small, but as much as I'm able to spoon in there, I think this would be really good because this is rich with all this cream and the seafood. I think this will be a good size. And that was a perfect amount for 6 of these. Let's see. I know I'm risking this bubbling over, adding just a little bit more to these, but we're not wasting any of this yumminess. You probably could even use this for like a dip or a pasta sauce or serve it over mashed potatoes. There's so many possibilities because this is so good. All right, let's get our topping. Looks like I may have actually kind of overfilled them now that I'm putting this on there because it's kind of weighing it down. But it's going to be yummy no matter what. All right, so 1 box was a good amount for these 6 pot pies. All right, obviously I have a parchment lined baking sheet here and I can already tell that this is going to bubble over, so I'm glad I did that. All right, so let's get these in the oven and they are going to bake. Let me look at the box again real quick. It says 14 to 16 minutes. I'll just keep an eye on it because we're not doing just a biscuit, so we want to make sure these are good and done. So 425, we'll start off with 14 minutes. All right, now we are going to top them with some melted butter. That I just put some of that cayenne salt and some garlic powder in there. If you wanted to use the packet that comes with the Cheddar Bay biscuits, you certainly can. But you can see I really did overfill my little pie tins. And I did end up baking this for about 2 minutes longer than the time said. Don't these look scrumptious? I am so excited, but I know I need to let these cool for a few minutes before I go to taste test it. So we'll be back when it's time to taste test. Okay, so here it is. Let's give it a taste test. I'm sure I'm going to burn my mouth, but I cannot wait. All right, so we have some, oh, look at that steam. Some yummy biscuit, some of the sauce, some shrimp. I'm sure there's some crab mixed in there. So excited. This is going to be so good, y'all. That is so good. Oh my gosh, that is so yummy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my husband. He has tried all these along with me, and he's going to come in here and he is going to rank them, and we will talk about which ones we like the best. All right, my husband's here, and we are going to rank our 4 pot pies as to what we liked the best. So what was your favorite?
Honestly, it's a toss-up between the seafood one and this beef one.
Yeah. So let's try and rank them. Our least favorite. What was your least favorite?
It's got to be the gumbo one.
Yeah, I would say the gumbo was my least favorite too, just because it was kind of throw you off because it tastes so much like gumbo, but the texture, because it wasn't a soup, just kind of throws you off. It tasted really good, but it was just kind of odd if you're used to eating gumbo all the time. All right, so number 2 or second to last, okay, so 4 would be gumbo. Our number 1 is going to be our number. Okay, so what's number 3?
Maybe the chicken pot pie.
That's kind of the way I feel too.
Not because it wasn't good, but it's just that these other 2 are so good.
Yeah, I kind of felt like the chicken pot pie was just a basic, normal chicken pot pie. It wasn't anything over the top. So just kind of a basic thing. And then, so number 2?
Oh no, that's a tough one. I'm probably going to say the beef, just because the seafood one is so different.
Yeah.
You've always had like a chicken pot pie or the beef one, and these are a lot better than the frozen ones because they're so much more filling and stuff on the inside.
I felt like the beef would be number 2 also. Although it was very rich and yummy, it is a more common pot pie, but I feel like you said, is a lot better than normal just because we used that short rib, and it kind of made it a richness with the the bone marrow cooking into that broth. But that seafood pot pie, that's the way to go. My son even said that can go in the normal rotation. It was so good. I feel like it could really be good as a dip also. Once it really heated the oven, it kind of made it more loose. And I felt like it could be a really good dip on crackers or a pasta sauce or over mashed potatoes, or I don't know. It was really good. Well, I hope you like this video and try these recipes, all 4 of them. So what I'll do is there'll be a little icon here that'll be my logo that you can touch it to subscribe. And then over here I'll do 2 playlists. One will be the soups from last year that I did, a playlist, and then all the pot pies will be in a playlist. So you can watch all those videos and get caught up and get ideas for your fall menus. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.